John Calvin on Psalm 44. We have heard with our ears, O God, our fathers have told us, what work thou didst in their days, in the times of old, how thou didst drive out the heathen with thy hand, and plantedst them, how thou didst afflict the people, and cast them out. For they got not the land in possession by their own sword, neither did their own arm save them, but thy right hand and thine arm, and the light of thy countenance, because thou hadst favour unto them. Thou art my king, O God, command deliverances for Jacob. Through thee we will push down our enemies, through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. Thou hast saved us from our enemies, and hast put them to shame that hated us. In God we boast all the day long, and praise thy name forever, Selah. But thou hast cast off, and put us to shame, and goest not forth with our armies. Thou makest us to turn back from the enemy, and they which hate us spoil for themselves. Thou hast given us like sheep appointed for meat, and hast scattered us among the heathen. Thou sellest thy people for naught, and dost not increase thy wealth by their price. Thou makest us a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and a derision to them that are round about us. Thou makest us a byword among the heathen, a shaking of the head among the people. My confusion is continually before me, and the shame of my face hath covered me. For the voice of him that reproacheth and blasphemeth, a reason of the enemy and avenger. All this is come upon us. Yet have we not forgotten thee, neither have we dealt falsely in thy covenant. Our heart is not turned back, neither have our steps declined from thy way. Though thou hast sore broken us in the place of dragons, and covered us with the shadow of death, if we have forgotten the name of our God, or stretched out our hands to a strange God, shall not God search this out? For he knoweth the secrets of the heart. Yea, for thy sake are we killed all the day long, we are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Awake, why sleepest thou, O Lord? Arise, cast us not off forever. Wherefore hidest thou thy face, and forgettest our affliction and our oppression? For our soul is bowed down to the dust, our belly cleaveth unto the earth. Arise for our help, and redeem us for thy mercy's sake. For you loved them. The prophet does not suppose any worthiness in the person of Abraham, nor imagine any desert in his posterity, on account of which God dealt so bountifully with them, but ascribes all of it to the good pleasure of God. His words seem to be taken from the solemn declaration of Moses, quote, "The Lord did not set up his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people, for you were the fewest of all people, but because the Lord loved you," unquote. Deuteronomy 7, verses 7 and 8. Certainly the source and origin of the church is the free love of God, and whatever benefits he bestows upon his church, they all proceed from the same source. The reason, therefore, why we are gathered into the church and are nourished and defended by the hand of God is only to be sought in God. Nor does the psalmist here treat of the general benevolence of God, which extends to the whole human race, but he discourses of the difference which exists between the elect and the rest of the world, and the cause of this difference is here referred to as the mere good pleasure of God. If we had forgotten the name of our God, or spread out our hands to a foreign God, would not God have discovered it, since he knows the secrets of the heart? In order to show that they still continued steadfastly in the pure service of God, the Holy Fathers here affirm that they have not lifted up their hearts or hands to any but to the God of Israel alone. It would not have been enough for them to have cherished some confused notion of the deity. It was necessary that they should receive it in its purity and true religion. Even those who murmur against God may be constrained to acknowledge some divinity, but they frame for themselves a God after their own pleasure. And this is an artifice of the devil, who, because he cannot at once eradicate from our hearts all sense of religion, endeavors to overthrow our faith by suggesting to our minds these devices, that we must seek another God, or that the God whom we have hitherto served must be appeased after another manner, or else that the assurance of his favor must be sought elsewhere than in the law and the gospel. Let us not cease to trust in the true God.